Hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and start the Incab air brake tuck test 5 miles per hour service brake check. Let's go ahead and start. First, I'm going to go ahead and check the seatbelt. Make sure it is in the lock position. It is. Latches properly, no cuts. Next, I'm going to go ahead and check the windshield. Windshield, no cracks longer than 3 inches and no cracks intersecting one to the other. No illegal stickers. Next, I'm going to go ahead and check the dash lights. I'm going to put the key in the on position. Make sure all the lights go off, especially the ABS. There it is good. Next, I'm going to go ahead and safe start the engine. Okay, right there. Alright, first now I can check the gauges since the vehicle is running on. So first I'm going to check the water temperature gauge. It's going to be at a normal operating range between 170 and 200 Fahrenheit, and it is working. Now, just in case, if the needle is right below 170, you're going to say, okay, there's my water temperature gauge. It's going to be at a normal operating range between 170 and 200. But again, if it's not, okay, if it's right here, you would say, okay, at the time it is rising and it is working. Next, I'm going to check the engine temperature gauge. It's going to be at a normal operating range between 170 and 200, and it is working. Next, I'm going to check the transmission temperature gauge. It's going to be at normal operating range between 170 and 200, and it is working. Next, I'm going to check the oil pressure gauge. It's going to be at normal operating range between 15 to 40 psi, and it is working. Next, I'm going to go ahead and check the tachometer. By doing that, I'm going to rev the engine. It does work. I'm going to go ahead and check the speedometer. At the time, I cannot do that because we're not moving, but I will check this when I do the service brake check. Next, I'm going to check the voltmeter. It's going to be at normal operating range between 13.5 to 14.5. I'm going to check the fuel. It is at full capacity. Next, I'm going to go ahead and check the air gauge. It's going to be at normal operating range between 110 to 120 psi. Next, I'm going to check the second air gauge. It's going to be at normal operating range between 110 to 120 psi. It is working. Now I'm going to go ahead and check the AC. Check the air conditioner. Put your hand right here. Okay, it does work. Next, I'm going to check the heater. It does work. Next, I'm going to check the defroster. It does work. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and check the parking knobs or parking brakes. Not broken, not missing, no signs of leaks. Now I'm going to check the shifter. No excessive play. I'm going to check the splitter. Goes up and down. Checking the line. No signs of leaks. I'm going to check the 20-inch steering wheel. No more than 2 inches of play. Again, that is 2 inches of play. Next, I'm going to check the CD horn and the air horn. Now I'm going to check the windshield wiper and washer fluid. It does work. Now I'm going to check the lights. I'm going to check the four-way flasher, left turn signal, right turn signal, high beam, and the low beam. It does work. Now I'm going to check the pedals down there. I'm going to go ahead and check the clutch pedal. No more than 1 inch of play. I'm going to check the brake pedal. No more than 1 inch of play. And the accelerator, make sure it is not sticky. It does work. Now I'm going to check the windows. Make sure they go down, up. I'm going to check the power mirrors. Make sure they move left, right, up, and down. Convex mirror, not cracked, not broken, it is clean. Now I'm going to check the right side. I'm going to check the first, the window goes down, up. Now I'm going to check the power mirror outside. Make sure it moves up, down, left, and right. I'm also going to check the convex mirror. It is not cracked. It is clean, not broken. Now I'm going to check the top compartment, no loose items that could cause me an accident. And the lower compartment, no loose items that could cause me an accident. Once I already checked the Incab, you can always think in your head. Okay, I already got the windshield, I already got gauges, okay, I already got all this, okay, lights, right here, right there, okay, windows, okay, top and bottom, okay. So you can always think in your head. Forgot one thing. I'm going to make sure that the 3 reflective triangles and the spur fuses are on the back of the seat. And also the fire extinguishers, it'll be 10 BC, fully charged, up to date at quarter capacity. See, you can always go back and think if you're missing anything at all. Okay, next step, I'm going to go ahead and do the Incab air brake. So before I do that, I want to make sure I have enough air pressure on both gauges. They're going to be at normal operating range between 110 to 120 psi. I do have enough air. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the vehicle. I'm going to put the key back in the on position. Make sure all the lights go off, especially the ABS. There it is. Now I'm going to go ahead and release both of the parking brakes. Wait until the needle stops moving. It is stable. And this hissing sound goes away. Okay, now I'm going to take out either a smartphone, stopwatch, or a cell phone. Now first explain what you're going to do. Once you explain, then you can proceed. So first things first, I'm going to explain. I'm going to hit the foot brake right there. I'm going to step and hold it for an entire minute. And I should not lose no more than 4 psi. So again, once you explain, then you proceed. So I'm going to go ahead and step on the foot brake, hold it an entire minute, and I should not lose no more than 4 psi in 60 seconds or 1 minute. Now the examiner says nothing. You hold it down for 1 minute. But if the examiner says, okay, good, what is your next step? And if it's only been 30 seconds and they say that, then you don't have to hold it the entire minute. You can just say, okay, good. So my next step is, I would just fan the brakes and just move on to the next step. Okay? So let's just imagine that the examiner just said, okay, good, what's your next step? Okay, good. I did not lose no more than 4 psi in 1 minute. So my next step is, I'm going to fan the brake, okay, until the emergency buzzer light comes on at 60 or more psi. And I'm going to continue fanning on the brake until both my parking knobs pop out between 20 and 45 psi. Once you explain, then you go ahead and proceed. Keep an eye on the gauges. There it is. It's already at 60 psi. Sorry if it's a little blurry, but it's at 60 psi. So I'm going to continue fanning the brakes, see, until both of the parking knobs pop out between 20 and 45 psi. There it is, it popped out. So my next step is, I'm going to safe start the engine. I'm going to build pressure up to 85, which is right there, about 90. I'm going to fast idle between 1,000 to 1,200 RPMs, so I can build pressure on both gauges at 85. Once it reaches 85, I'm going to let go of the accelerator, and it should build pressure on its own from 85 to 100, which is right here, right in the middle line, right like this far away from that middle line. That's 100. So it's going to build pressure from 85 to 100 within 45 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and safe start the engine. I'm going to fast idle between 1,000 to 1,200 RPMs to control that foot brake. Right there, 1,200. Going to keep an eye on 2 of these gauges. So this one's going to go up to 90 first. That's like 85. And then this one's going to wait for this one. So both of them have to be at 90. But again, that's 85 for this trucks. Okay? So that will be from 85 to 100 within 45 seconds once both get to 90. Okay? So I'm still holding on until this one goes to 85. 85. See, stepping in that foot brake, that accelerator. There it is. Already reached 85. You have to let go of the accelerator. And it should build pressure from 85 to 100 within 45 seconds. This is where you time it. So let's just imagine it's already been within 45 seconds. You gotta use your cell phone or a stopwatch. Okay, so good. It did build pressure from 85 to 100 within 45 seconds. So it means it works. So my next step is I need to get out of the vehicle so that I can remove the chocks. Okay, so that means you would have to tell the examiner. Is it okay if I can leave the truck running? If they say yes, that's fine, then leave it running to get out and remove the chocks. But if they say no, then you would have to turn it off, take the key with you. Okay, you will need to remove your seatbelt, get out of the vehicle, face the driver's side, and just get out of the vehicle to go ahead and remove the chocks. Okay, let's just imagine I just did that. I just removed the chocks. Gonna come back inside the vehicle. Don't forget to put your seatbelt back on. There it is. Now I'm gonna go ahead and safe start the vehicle. Okay, good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the tuck test. First things first, I'm gonna go ahead and test the trailer parking brakes. By doing so, I'm gonna release the tractor parking brakes. I'm gonna put it in low gear. I'm gonna tug against the trailer. The trailer should not move. Okay, it does work. My next step is I'm going to apply the tractor parking brakes. I'm going to release the trailer parking brakes. Now I'm going to go ahead and tug the tractor. Make sure the tractor does not move. Okay, good. It did not move. So my next step is I'm going to go ahead and conduct a service brake check. That means that I need to move forward up to 5 miles per hour. I'm going to slightly hold on to the steering wheel. Once I get to 5 miles per hour, I'm going to use the clutch and the foot brake to stop. Once I do that, I should not have any pulling, any unusual feeling in the steering wheel. And if it does, there's a bad suspension, a flat tire, or a bad brake lining in this tractor. Once you explain that to them, then you proceed. Release both. You go to either 3rd or 4th gear. Don't matter as long as you move. Let go, move, and then go up to 5 miles per the hour. Use clutch and brake. There it is. So it's good. So there's